Hey everyone, I've been having a lot of technical problems trying to get back here. It seems like everything possible in the world was like stopping me from speaking again, right? I had this horrible sickness, virus, type A influenza. That's a good one. Thank you. Yeah, we got that from the birds. And yeah, so that happened, but I still lived. Pretty crazy, right? And I had my birthday, which I was incapacitated for that, but I'm so excited because I really feel like this is my time. Overcoming everything that's happened in the last 7 years, right? Super Aquarius, beautiful 8th house, Jupiter, and the sun, and oh, there's my Mercury, and everything's going into the 9th house, and it's like higher education, learning, all this wonderful good things, other people's money, and that's where I'm here. Basically, as an opener, and I'm going to go back to speak of where we left off about congenital and acquired and things like that. And I'll probably hop around a bit because this was like one of the first days that I've actually had the energy to go back and look and sort of digest things that are going on. I do not watch television news. I just don't. It's useless, and it's a game. Have you heard of game theory? Anyway, let me just start off with a couple of questions or comments that I have seen that I can address. One, all behaviors are learned. That is false. That is absolutely false because behavior is a choice. Now, this may not be, probably it is at even a young age because I work with a lot of young children. But we have a choice. We have a choice to participate in our environments and to engage in the situations in our environment. So no, all behavior is not learned. I'm sure the world would love to believe that it was as easy as Ivan Pavlov, Mr. Russian, and let's make this little dog salivate and blah, blah. No, I'm sorry, guys. That's not the case. And also, if anyone has gone beyond that basic premise, cognitive load and capacity sort of has an effect on it. Okay? So, from there, another thing, I would like to go on to blank slate because these two things sort of align. So, no, there are no blank slates because children are born into an environment. Now, I might flip-flop around. I hope I can keep your attention, but this is the congenital example, right? So, I posted this on my page just a little bit ago. Congenital is an adjective, okay? And congenital means that it's a disease or a physical abnormality that was present at birth, okay? And then, first, I can tell you that I collect books, old books, because you cannot go and look at the internet now and think that you will find accurate information. So when I started seeing what was going on, I have dictionaries from the 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Definitely do not trust an app. I mean, that's just insanity. But if you were to go search on an online search engine right now and look up congenital, it would say what I just said. And the other thing would be having a particular trait from birth, right? An example being a congenital liar. So, here's a question. Do you think you birth a child that's a congenital liar? I'm guessing probably not. But this touches on one of my favorite theorists, Yuri Brofenbrenner. Again, he's Russian. I truly loved him, and he spoke about the ecological systems of human development and the interaction between the 5 different systems, right? All the way to the chrono system, and how all of that influences. And my paper that I chose for my master's project in that course was on generational poverty, right? There's situational poverty and there's generational poverty. And we don't have to just say poverty, right? My focus was on another group. But it typically takes 5 generations to change a generational pattern. And that's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? So just because a child or a person may be exposed to, I am not associating this at all. Let's apply it to the elite, right? Just because their parents are liars, are self-loathing, or I don't know what you want to call those people. There's still the possibility that one of their children can break the cycle. As per current media, I do not see that happening, but I hope the best for them. Right? Right. Okay, so learning behavior is a choice, right? So I went over a blank slate. We spoke about that. And the other thing. Now this has to be one of my pet peeves. I mean, the ultimate pet peeves, and this word. Unconscious. Speaking of my old dictionaries, if you were to look back into, I have one from the 1910s, right? 1930s. Noah Webster. My son's name is Noah, so I love him. Anyways, the first mention of autism in the dictionary was in 1937. So, no, I do not think that if you watch that show Messiah, that one of those fellas, that he was on spectrum. I just do not think. I do not think that there was some magician pharaoh that was either. It could be. But I mean, geez, can we even like transfer language to symbols, or I don't know. But anyway, 1937. So let's take a look at that. So it wasn't in my 1911 copy. It was in 1937. So I started thinking about the year, you know, because I have such wonderful books, such as The Metamorphosis of Autism. Kudos to you, anyone who writes your books, but I can pretty much read all two motives. Okay, so then I was like, okay, so finally autism is in the dictionary, so I want to go look up psychoanalysis, right? Because Freud has never been proven. I know Freud was with Asperger's. I studied all of these theorists during my master's program, and I loved it. You know what I mean? But I had the common sense to not believe that it was the absolute and true all. I mean, I can take a book and I can scan it and get the gist of what it's saying, but still based on my prior experience and knowledge can form my own opinion. Maybe that's an Aquarius trait. I don't know, but that's how I see it. So if you look up psychoanalyzed in 1937, it will speak of Freud, right? And in Vienna. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool book. Right. Anyway, the beginning of the book talks about how if you have a child or with Asperger's, they thought that they could be worthy of contributing to society. That would be my son, but I still do not see that happening. Way to go, college disability resources. Alrighty, so moving right along. Those are some of the 3 things that I just saw and I wanted to discuss because, listen, I'm making these videos and I can put these short posts to try to stimulate attention or what. I am not looking for attention. I truly believe my life, I am here of service. I believe that everything that happened in my life, with my son and all that he still has to endure because of the failure of the systems around him, were for a reason. Not that he should have to suffer for the rest of his life. And all of these things have already impacted our family, not to mention hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? Insurance fraud. Oh my goodness, if I could show you what a proposed loan modification looked like. Man, if all of the attorneys in the world were not defending the bad guys, then I have a case for you. But anyway, I do this for my son, and I do this for my family because things are not right. And from what I see as far as administration, the media, I mean, anybody, it's a mockery. It's a mockery. There's no concern about the people that live in this country. There's no concern about longevity. You can be subject to selective extinction just based on your geographical region. And I firmly believe that all of the research that's being produced right now is technically BS. I mean, no one remembers research methodology. It's hard. And if people truly want to believe that data is going to drive decision making or personalized instruction or diagnose a child with 80 people, I mean, shame on you. Yeah, that's what I have to say. Okay, moving on. So let us go to congenital, right? Because I sort of place two different things. We have, first off, congenital. All right, so I'm going to refer back to something that I was speaking about before my hiatus, which actually was truly enjoyable because I got to lay down and sleep and not do any mental endeavors or physical endeavors, or probably coughed myself to death. It was a little creepy. Okay, so congenital, right? And let's go back to Autism Speaks, okay? Because as I discovered that some of our administration, I mean, they're like old, very old buddies. And it's like, okay, so why would, and I'm going to read this. This is very interesting because Bernie Sanders is actually, he's head of the committee. Okay, and I'm talking about Bob Wright also, and whoever, Wright is like was the CEO of NBC. It's all a joke, guys. On that note, let me see if I can find it. I have so many books and I just love them. Here we go. Let's see if I can get these in the camera, okay? Okay, so. This thing's backwards. It really drives me crazy. Okay, so this says the process and effects of mass communication. Let's see what year this was. Year, please tell me, quickly. Okay, this is the second. 1972. This is hilarious. Okay, let's take another one. This is. Okay, so the studies of social psychology in World War II. Was I just mentioning 1937? I think so. Year. 1949, Princeton. Way to go. At least everyone just proved Einstein, right? Okay, so, whoo! And then, that goes back to our Vienna. Yes. And the Metamorphosis of Autism. I mean, this book just talks all about World War II, such wonderful things like that. Yet we perpetuate. Okay, so congenital means, right, it's something that is present from birth, right? It's cleft palate, it's club foot, it's spinal bifida, it's a heart deformation, okay? Acquired means from the external environment. It's not a birth trait. If you want to get out crazy and try to say a phenotype, it's a hair color or an eye color or etc. I'm not sure what everyone thinks about, but I'm pretty sure whatever color, hair, eyes a kid's born with, it changes, right? So let me pause because we're talking about congenital and acquired, and this is very serious. And I'm going to take the attention off of autism because the only reason why I believe, okay, so you have like Autism Speaks this side, who's like BFFs with administration, yeah, who just like inaugurated a Kennedy and he wants to take the vaccines cause autism things. Well, I'm calling you guys on that because you're so sad, and also because a media story. I mean, what, he has 4 more years or whatever, you know. So not just him. I mean, just anybody. 4 more. How easy is that to just use media to manipulate a situation? And the reason why that's being done, my opinion, is because of the autism industrial complex. It makes a lot of money, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because I'm going to go and speak about infections that are acquired by disease, right? I'm sorry. That are acquired by infections. Okay, so there are such thing as vaccine-derived. My light's bad. Vaccine-derived illnesses. Give me a break, people. I'm still not 100%. Okay. And I'm going to read this that I read and I took note of it. Does anyone pushing for the vaccine realize that the majority of measles, polio, and flu cases are vaccine-derived, meaning they are caused, all caps, by exposing massive numbers of people to the bacteria or virus. Think about that. Okay, so you'll read so many things and says that say, we give, okay, cost risk. We give millions of people, you know, this vaccine, and they'll say like, so we save like 100 lives. What did you cause? And please do go back and read my prior post about correlational coefficients because that's causation in a nutshell. What's the third factor? Right. Jeez. Paralytic polio is a vaccine-derived illness. Let's see what else. I'm not gonna talk about that because that's just ugly. Okay. Yes. Infections cause apraxia. Apraxia is a speech impediment due to the motor function. Okay. Certain infections can trigger, infections and inflammatory conditions can trigger apraxia of speech. Let's see, encephalitis, meningitis. Yep. Okay. Don't forget Guillain-Barré. I should embrace my French, right? Thank you, France. By the way, thank you so much because we are some of your most Frenchest in the world. And yeah, thanks, France. Anyway, okay. Viral causes for hearing loss. This is very interesting. So, but you have to read this. Okay, I will say, a number of viral infections can cause hearing loss. Now, again, if you are jabbed with a live virus, you're getting the virus. Yes. Typically, the virus-induced hearing loss is sensory neural, and I am seeing that in a lot of children today. Examples are cytomegalovirus, varicella zoster. That's a recent one on our shot schedule, as are herpes simplex viruses, rubella, measles. Mumps comes up a lot, and I can say one time that I'm seeing monks a lot as causative is in intellectual disabilities. Very sad. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Another thing. Oh wait, I gotta go this one first, okay? Because it's like, well, geez. Yeah, I'm just not surprised that people are not just like actively injecting toxins. And I'm not saying pro or no vaccine. I'm the devil's advocate the positive way. Open up your critical thinking abilities. Like, you find this stuff out on yourself, okay? For yourself, right? That's what I mean when I say do your own research. I mean, that's your responsibility. Yeah? You build your own knowledge, okay? You cannot trust everything that you read. Back in, let's see the year of this one. This is fabulous. Wow, 1963. The title of this article is Vaccine Potentiation by Emulsification with Pure Hydrocarbon Compounds. Hydrocarbon adjuvants. Let's just put that right on, right? And another thing, war on cancer. Ooh, thank you, Nixon. Dang. That first televised debate, I tell you, because, whoa, the first televised debate was between Kennedy and Nixon, and that is the point whenever presidents, lead of states, whatever you want to call those guys, they became celebrities. Now look at our office. OMG. Okay, I'm going on. So, back here, okay, I'm talking early 1970s, they wanted to remove roadblocks to translation. What is translational medicine? I'm going to go back. No offense to you PhDs, but before you earn a PhD, here where I'm from, you have to earn a master's. Two drastically different things, right? PhD is a philosopher. Okay, so we have philosophers doing what they claim to be clinical studies. You're not doing clinical studies either. And meta-analysis, except, please, world, go back and learn some basic research methodology, okay? So they want to remove war on cancer roadblocks to translational medicine, the drug approval process, Operation Warp Speed. Okay, so all I can say, I guess that's it. Back to Autism Speaks, and these two opposing same-side teams, referring to the National Center on Birth Defects, Developmental Delays. It is neither a birth defect. It is not a developmental delay. It is regressive. And if you go in and read further into all the research, because at my heart, I love to synthesize literature reviews and apply it to real life. Yeah, it's progressive. Okay. And look at some of my other posts I've been saying about the motor skills and things like that, and you may come to believe what I also believe to be true. Okay? So one side of the team is saying, oh, we're going to go look at birth defects, yeah, and train these pediatricians in behavior. Okay, I also said it's not a behavioral deficit. I mean, all of these things are out there and explained, but apparently it's not getting across to the correct audiences. And then we're going to go back to environmental. It's not a birth trait. It's not, especially if you're saying it's a mental illness, psychosis, and a behavioral deficit, and an intellectual disability. What is wrong with you people? Seriously. I'm happy, though. I'm happy. I'm sorry. I'm in my nice face. Okay. So, this is funny. In closing. Wow. Oh, I have one more thing now. Check this out. Scientific risk assessment of genetic weapon systems. That's exciting. Okay. Last thing. The book. Okay. This is Biological Relevance of Immune Suppression. Okay. This book was written in 1978. One of the authors, Research Park Triangle. Jeez, what is going on there? How far is that from Fort Detrick? I don't know. And the other is from Lytton Bionetics. Take a deep dive on that one, guys, because who are they now? Leidos Biomedica. Bay. It's deep stuff. So I'm just going to skip back really quickly, okay? Because this is 1978. And you know we're still in debate. I'm not in debate because I think whatever. Okay. A unifying model of immunotoxicology. 2 words you need to look up. I just learned about exogenetics, but apparently that comes from 60s and 70s also. And immunotoxicology. Okay? So, here we go. Quick blurbs. The prevention of... Oops, I'm so sorry. Today, the prevention of the most serious health problems facing our nation has to do with the detection and elimination of agents in our environment that induce irreversible... Here's the word I was looking for. Progressive. That induce irreversible progressive forms of toxicity, hypersensitivity, carcinogens, mutagens, etc. Okay? So now we're going to go on and talk about the term of immunotoxicology. Okay? It was coined to say it's the harmful effect of environmental agents on various components of the immunologic system, right? Immunologic system. Okay. Examples: environmental drugs, heavy metals. Can I get a high five for heavy metals? How about that aluminum? Okay. Chemicals, herbicides. Maybe it's the hydrocarbon adjuvants. Okay, going on. So basically, those harmful effects of the immune response, which are mediated either by the effects of the environmental agent or the immunologic system, or those triggered by the effects of the immune response. Environmental. Okay, one more point. The interaction of the target cell with the environmental agent. Okay, so I'm sorry. Okay, 2 types of environmental agents. 1, an agent which directly interferes with the DNA of the cell and specifies from within new surface configurations of the cell. New surface configurations. And the second is a chemical agent which can modify the cell surface directly. So, an example of the first type of interaction. Here comes my crazy cat. Say hi! We got finished! Say hi! Okay, there you go, lady. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, number 1, replicating agents such as viruses. Okay, so those are some thoughts to leave you with. I'll synthesize some more thoughts at a later date. I'm just happy to say hello, I'm alive and I'm well. how this world is going right now, and I'm telling you, for the last 7-8 years, I've made friends with someone from just about every country. I've written 2 geological peer-reviewed papers with Libya. People ask me, they're like, so are we going to have a massive extinction? I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about like the volcanoes that were the meteors, or what are you saying? And it's like, no, but the current projection, I do not care how long anyone wants to rely on media, pretend they have a space program when it's all related to the supply chain, right? And data. It's not going to happen because the people win. And the way to overcome this, there has to be a central unity among the people that still remain in the United States. I'm not sure how many of us old-time Americans are still here. Anyway, to oppose what's happening. I mean, this is blatant. This is obvious. The people... Do we really have the WWF wife as the head of the Department of Education? Mark Rubio as the Secretary of State? I mean, I live in a Republican area, and I'm just saying, I'm not so fooled, and I'm not going to give up because I'm not going to lose anything else. And that's the truth. So on that note, I invite everyone to maybe think about some of these things, do an examination, form your own opinions. Yeah, do not go and search on the internet and believe that you're fine finding accurate information, because I guarantee you it is not. So until I see you later, mwah, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.